Bayern Munich, at home in the Champions League. Wow. 34 games unbeaten.
A new record.
Yeah, a new record. Topped off with that win against ŠK Slovan Bratislava. Talk about dominance.
It really is something else.
It is, but get this, that win didn't actually guarantee them a spot in the knockout round. Now they got to go through a playoff. And that's what we're diving into today. Why?
You'd think a team on a streak like that, 34 games, that they'd, just sail through.
Right.
But the Champions League, it's got its own rules, its own format. Tricky.
Yeah, and maybe not everyone who's listening is following the Champions League super closely. Could you break it down a little how that format works and how come Bayern ended up in a playoff spot?
Sure. So you've got the group stage. Think of it like its own little league,
Okay, yeah.
8 groups, top 2 teams from each one. They move on, automatic, to the knockout stage. Third place, well, they get bumped down to the Europa League.
Yeah, and fourth,
Oh.
out.
Bayern, they had some unexpected losses earlier in the group stage, and those really hurt them.
Costly.
Costly. Yeah. Those losses, plus how the other teams in their group did, that's what landed them in this playoff situation.
So every point matters.
Absolutely.
Speaking of points,
yeah,
let's talk about some of the players who made this record-breaking win happen. Thomas Müller. He's back in the starting lineup.
He is.
Scores the opening goal.
Immediate impact.
Immediate impact. What's that do for the team tactically to have him back?
Well, Müller, he's Bayern,
Heart and soul.
Yeah, heart and soul. Been with them forever. Understands their system inside and out, tactically. Intelligence, experience. You just can't replace that.
It's true.
Always in the right spot, making runs, connecting the midfield with the attack. Having him back, it brings that spark, the creativity, the leadership, especially in a game like this.
Makes sense. And then you have Mathis Tell starting alongside Müller. Young player. Lots of talk about his future with Bayern. Big moment for him to kind of prove himself,
It was. Telly, he's got huge potential, but he's still developing.
Sure.
Didn't score, missed an opportunity early on.
Tough.
Doesn't mean he's not good, but it does make you wonder if he's quite ready for this level, consistently.
It's a learning curve.
Yeah.
It is. But on the other side of that, Leroy Sané, forced to be reckoned with.
Oh, yeah.
Slovan's goalkeeper, Dominik Takac, had to make some incredible saves.
Some amazing saves.
To keep him from scoring.
Sané was electric. Constant threat, taking people on, creating chance after chance. Takac, gotta give him credit, he kept Slovan in it.
He did.
But Sané was the highlight, definitely.
Yeah. And then, you've got the ever-reliable Harry Kane, extends Bayern's lead, classic header.
Classic.
Assisted by, gotta say, Jamal Musiala is becoming quite the playmaker.
Oh, he is.
For Bayern.
That goal from Kane was massive. Gave them some breathing room, showed his consistency, always a threat in the box. And the assist from Musiala, brilliant.
Vision, the passing.
Developing so fast, it's impressive.
Okay, so we got Müller back. We got Sané on fire. Kane delivering like usual. Musiala making his mark. That's a pretty good attacking lineup.
It's a scary lineup.
And then, to top it all off, Kingsley Coman gets a late goal. Just like you said, shows what Bayern can do when their attack is clicking.
Beautiful goal.
Beautiful goal.
Passing, movement, all of it so precise. It was like they just cut right through Slovan's defense.
Like it was meant to be. But even with all this, there's always that question that Bayern's home streak, it's maybe a little misleading because the Bundesliga, it's not as competitive as some of the other leagues out there. What do you think about that?
That's a fair point. The Bundesliga, yeah, it doesn't always have the same depth as, say, the Premier League. But Bayern, they consistently face the best in the Champions League. And they've shown they can handle it. They can beat the best. This streak, it's not just about the Bundesliga. It's about their mindset, their performance when the stakes are high.
Yeah. And speaking of competition, we got to talk about Slovan Bratislava.
Tough campaign for them.
Tough campaign. Lost all 8 matches. Marko Tolic did get that late goal, though.
Yeah.
Against Bayern.
Consolation goal. But it shows their resilience, right?
Yeah.
They were outmatched, but they never gave up.
I respect that.
Yeah.
So here we are, Bayern Munich. Record-breaking home unbeaten streak. Playoff to advance in the Champions League. What does all this tell us about their chances of winning the title?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is.
The streak, it's impressive, no doubt. But it's only one part of the story. They've shown they can be vulnerable, especially on the road.
Right.
Knockout stage, that's a whole different animal. It's all about learning from those early losses, being consistent, and handling the pressure.
And for everyone listening, keep this in mind. Bayern's dominance at home, it doesn't guarantee a Champions League trophy. But it does tell us one thing. They're a force to be reckoned with.
They are.
A team that knows how to win, especially in their fortress. What we got to see is, can they bring that same energy, that dominance, on the road?
Yeah.
Against the toughest competition in Europe? That's the question.
That's what we'll be watching for.
Exactly.